Okay, folks, if you remember last week, I said there was a possible haul video coming up this week, and it's that time. What it was the what we got going on here. There was an auction for the estate of Gary Bryant, who was the librarian at New River Community College, and he was a comic collector and organizer of the New River Community College Comic-Con. So he passed away, I guess, last year, and they had an auction for his estate. This was the third auction, which was the live one. So this is what I got. There's quite a bit. So buckle up and get ready to see what this giant haul from this auction. I'm going to start with this box. The reason I'm starting with this box is because I dropped it in the parking lot and I want to see the damage. Here it is. Back Issue Magazine, Superhero Romance issue. You can see some road rash on some of this stuff where I dropped it because the handle broke off of the Diamond box, of course. Even though they're not involved whatsoever, I'm still blaming Diamond for this one because their box sucked. Retro Fan. Here is Shutter Magazine, number 3. Another issue, Retro Fan. And if you're looking for comics and stuff, stay with me because there's a lot of comics. I'm just going to go through everything. This is Fantastic Four. Marvel Masterworks, Mighty Marvel Masterworks. I'm not sure which volume. Yeah, volume 2. I need to speed up because there's a lot. Amazing Spider-Man. Also Marvel Masterworks. These are super cool. And here's some comics that were in this box. Of course, they are damaged from hitting the road outside. She. Eternals. Amazing Screw-On Head by Mike Mignola. Sadly, this one took a pretty bad hit in the parking lot. That kind of makes me sick. Deja Torres versus John Carter, Warlord of Mars, number 6. Archeron. King Conan. Impossible Jones, number 2. Girls of Dimension 13. Another one that took a nasty hit in the parking lot. Okay, I'll stop talking about the parking lot. Hinchmolands. That's what I think the name of this is. Looks kind of cool, I guess. Maybe. Guy had really good taste in comics, by the way. Vampyverse, number 5. Cave Woman. Whoop. Jack Kirby Collector, number 81. These are pretty awesome. If you don't know about these, just goes over Jack Kirby art, and there's enough of that to make a recurring magazine. Back issue number 132. Here's some more comics. Bing, that's fairly recent. King Conan. Eternals, I'll speed up. More Cave Woman. Cowboy Bebop. Doctor Strange. Hellboy. Sheena. Vampirella Unholy, number 2. Vampirella Dracula. Gonna move these out of the way. Continuing on in the box. Same box. Mask of Dr. Fu Manchu. This one looks super cool. Doesn't look like it got damaged in the fall either. There was a whole lot of hardback stuff, artist signed stuff. Here's Tor. Of course, that's the Joe Kubert property. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. I'm gonna speed up. Kazar, Gun Honey, The Thing, Vampirella Dracula, Adventure Man, Doctor Strange, Death of Doctor Strange, more Cave Woman. Sadly, that got hit on the corner in the parking lot. This is a good one. Fantastic illustrations of Timothy Truman. Timothy Truman is an awesome artist. I have some of his work hanging in my living room. That is Tim Truman, creator of Grimjack and other things. Unholy number 3. Comic interview. This came out of an Ollie's. That's from Ollie's. This is the trade paperback for Fight Girls. Another Hinchmoland. And this is one of the boxes I got dirt cheap. So I don't have a lot of money in this at all. Here's a trade paperback for Zap Comics. It is volume 16. The Goon. Vampirus. And that's got some road rash. Jungle Comics. Norse mythology. Still in the same box. Hitting the Hogan's Alley. This one got dinged in the parking lot. Illustration magazine. There was a lot of these. Like a huge box of these at the show and at the auction, and it went for quite a bit of money. Scary Monster Memories. With some stuff in the bag with it. Film Facts. Another Scary Monsters. With another trading card in it. Prehistoric Times. Guy had a lot of those. I don't think they're a big deal to anyone. The Dark Side magazine. I guess similar to Fangoria, whatever. Retro Cinema. Vampirus Carmilla. Captain Rocket. And that's from Dropping the Box. That's horrible that happened, because this is otherwise a really nice book. Amazing Spider-Man. Also got screwed up. It bothers me that this one got damaged as well. Fight Comics. Here's an issue of Hellboy. Friday Foster. And last, and certainly not least, Our Artists at War. That's going to have a lot of Joe Kubert in it. It should anyway, right? Okay, that's the first box. Let me move this stuff out of the way. That was only the first box. That was a random lot that I bought near the end. If you ever go to an auction, the best deals are at the end. All right, next box. Also had a problem with this one falling apart, but nothing hit the ground. It just kind of got all wobbly. And I bought this box because of something I thought was worth money that's actually not worth that as much as I thought, so I'm a little disappointed, but still a great box. Heroes Convention Programs. Heroes Con, we got 1994. That's pretty old. 2002. 2010. Now, this is one of the things I thought would be worth quite a bit. I'd say worth, $30 or so. Second annual MarvelCon program, 1976. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this. Sadly, I didn't see any signatures in there. There's some miscellaneous magazines throughout. Here's the 1975 Marvel program for Marvel Comic Convention. So there's a lot of stuff in here. These are what I thought were worth some money, but still, I'll come out. No worries. Just random magazines that are going to be hard for me to do anything with. Got some calendars, 2010, 2012. Calendar. I know they're not zoomed out enough for these because they're larger, but anyway, you don't care because it's just a bunch of old calendars. But it is what it is. Part of the process, part of the lot. Okay, here we'll hit these trade paperbacks or hardcovers, whatever. Atlas at War. This is an awesome hardcover about the war comics. Give it a knock knock instead of a tappy tappy because it's substantial enough to take it. Essential X-Men. Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. The essentials, of course, are black and white. So that's pretty awesome. Here we have a book. Hardcover. No pictures. Marvel Comics, The Untold Story. Here's this. It's one of those notebook books. Marvel, I think they sold those at Walmart. Marvel Comics in the 1960s. So that's a pretty cool book. Here's the hardcover for Wolverine Limited Series. So it reprints Wolverine 1 through 4 and Uncanny X-Men 172, 173. That's awesome. Here is the trade paperback for Wolverine Volume 1 from the ongoing series. Avengers Masterworks Volume 3. Mighty Avengers and Origin Story. Oh, this looks interesting. Guess that's like a kid's book. The Black Panther trade paperback. The Invincible Gene Colan. This is pretty awesome. Marvels. Miracle Man. This is the Marvel one. Thanos. Infinity Relativity. X-Men Days of Future Past. So, Days of Future Past was a 2-issue series. X-Men 141, 142. Which makes me wonder how they got this giant hardcover out of it. 141, 142. X-Men Annual number 14. Excalibur. So on. So I'm not sure what any of that has to do with Days of Future Past, but still awesome. Marvel. You see this one pretty often. Just a book about Marvel stuff, Marvel Comics, Marvel merchandise, etc. Got these issues of Vampire Tales. I could be wrong, but I believe I sold those to Gary at New River Community College Comic Con. The Submariner. This, of course, reprints the original Submariner. It is Volume 1, not the original, because Submariner was Golden Age. But there's what that reprints. Awesome. Deathlock. Skull the Slayer. Civil War hardcover. Civil War 1 through 7. The Silver Surfer. This one's super awesome. More Submariner Masterworks. Decades, Marvel in the 60s. And if you want to pause it and read that, that's what we're reprinting there. I may be going into too much detail about this stuff. Should probably just show you the books. It's an X-Men. Looks like it reprints the first 10 or so. Infinity Gauntlet trade paperback. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's the awesome Steranko era, it appears to be. The Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Panther. It's more good stuff. Just a few more in this box. Arena, which is a Marvel graphic novel. This is signed by Bruce Jones. Amazing Spider-Man IDW Artist Edition, John Romita. These are super awesome if you don't know about these. I'm trying to zoom out a little bit. But yeah, these are awesome. This is one of the paperback ones. Sometimes they make these giant. They make the giant 11 by 17 ones, or even larger sometimes. And this is great. Origins of Marvel Comics, which reprints the original appearances of Amazing Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Thor, Doctor Strange, etc. It's got some writing inside. But yeah, this is a classic. Okay, let me get these out of the way. And that was the box I paid the most for. Probably not the most valuable box, but it's what I did pay the most for. So that's 2 boxes. Let's do some comics. Let's do this box of magazine next. This box not great. This is the one I think I paid the least for. So it's got just a bunch of Batman magazines and stuff in it. I think I'm just going to do it like this and just flip through. This box is not the best, but there's still some decent stuff in here. Definitely worth what I paid for it, which wasn't much. Conan Saga, Savage Sword of Conan. A lot of Batman movie related stuff. This is pretty cool. Grail pages. It's got original artwork. It's classic pieces. And you'll see prices on this in this box. This was stuff that he had priced to sell at his convention. Art of Dragon magazine. Prehistoric Times. I don't know they had magazines back then. Drawing magazine. Action figure news and toy reviews. Jared, I'll make you a good deal on these if you're interested. Toy Fair by Wizard. Buck Godot. I have no idea what that is. And The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings magazines. I went pretty quick through that box because I don't think there's too much in there that's awesome. And because we have a lot of stuff yet to go. So, 2 boxes of just comics. They're coming up. I'm going to start with this one. Now, I haven't even been through this. I went through the boxes initially before I bid on them, some of them. Some of them I did not, actually. But I haven't been through these boxes. I know some of the stuff that's in here. Just some Wolverine, Savage Wolverine. These are cool. They're Frank Cho. You get a lot of Excalibur. I'm off to the side here. These are all, to my knowledge, are all Excalibur. So not a huge big deal on that, but still, it is what it is. But there's some older stuff in here. There's some stuff that's worth some money because it's cool. Okay, we got the Amazing Adventures, War of the Worlds, Amazing Adventures 18, 19, 25, 26, 27. I see a pattern here. 28. And it switches over to Killraven. 29. 30. 31. I don't think I have to continue reading the numbers because they're pretty consecutive here. So a nice big run of Amazing Adventures. Goes back to War of the Worlds. So those are pretty cool. There's some Killraven. Not super thrilled about these, but you know, you take what you get. Marvels. Cable. There's a long shot. Let's see, the whole series is here. 1 through 6 of Long Shot. Those are kind of cool. And here's the trade paperback for Long Shot. This is interesting. Captain Britain. It says before Excalibur. So I'm thinking this is from the Marvel UK stuff. But I don't know because I just don't know. Okay, here we're getting into some pretty good stuff here. In my opinion. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle in 3D. Doesn't seem to be any 3D glasses attached, but whatever. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. That's a square bound book by, I guess, Blackthorn. We got some Brothers of the Spear. Oh, Brothers of the Spear, number 3 and 4. There's a Whitman Brothers of the Spear, number 18. They're getting into some Tarzan stuff. Here's just a random issue of Tarzan, DC one. Gary was a huge Tarzan collector. Okay, there's some good stuff coming up very shortly. Superman Tarzan, number 1, number 2, number 3. Comic Interview, which is like a previews kind of magazine, I guess. Not like Previews magazine. Jungle Comics, number 1, Blackthorn. And Jungle Comics, number 2. Number 3. Here's Jungle Comics, number 1 from A-List Comics. And some more of those. And next, we get to the book The reason I bought this box, because this was in there. This, of course, is the Dave Stevens cover for Planet Comics #1, Blackthorn. And because of the cover of this book, this one's really picked up and is now incredibly collectible. Planet Comics #1, #2, #3. So, I assure you this comic is worth way more than I paid for the whole box. So, that's pretty awesome. And we're only halfway through the box, but I think that's the big dog in there. Excuse me. Here's a Jungle Action, #2, 3, and 4. And this one, I can feel has kind of got some moisture damage or something. Still some cool old Bronze Age comics. Iron Wolf, which is a DC square bound. I don't know if it's original or if it's trade paperback. Okay. Salamba. We got some issues of Salimba. This one's square bound. The Official Jungle Gym. And that auction, Gary just had so much of this stuff. This was the third auction, 500 lots. They weren't small lots either. Here's a Charlton Jungle Gym, 22. Red Dog, Night Music, Don Simpson's Paterno Man, Fauna, The Jungle Girl. I believe that's one of those public domain characters. Could be wrong. Picture Scope. A lot of jungle stuff going on here. Anna, the Jungle Girl. Threshold, #21. These are Avatar comics. I'm hoping to find an early Cave Woman appearance. I'm not sure which issue she was in. These are adult, I believe, as most Avatar comics are. A lot of Threshold. He was selling those for $1. Jungle Fantasy. I assure you I will not be selling these for $1. Sorry. Just won't be. Some of them I will not be selling at all. Wild Women. Sounds interesting. Huh. All right. Comic Book Jungle. Golden Age Greats #14. It is square bound. Black and white. And there's still more in this box. Amazon Warriors #1. Jungle Girls #1. Jungle Girls. More Jungle Girls. Lots of Jungle Girls. Cave Girl by AC Comics. Some more Jungle Girls. And the last comics out of that box. Here we go. Jungle Girls. Jungle Girls Wild Side. Nyoka, The Further Adventures of Nyoka, the Jungle Girl. I think these are modern age reprints of like Golden Age stuff. Kygor the Killer. Shaun the She-Devil, Frank Cho. Number 1. Number 5. It says of 7. Are they all here? I think they are. We go to some vintage Shaun of the She-Devil. The Jungle Book. So, yeah. Savage Planet. Secrets of the Empire. Savage Planet. Kyra. A few issues of Kyra. Elsewhere Productions. Kyra. And what is this? Last. Nyoka the Jungle Girls. That's just that one box of comics. With, of course, to my knowledge, the big dog is this Planet Comics number 1, which looks to be in pretty darn good condition. So, there's that. There's one more box of comics, and then we'll get into the weird stuff. I bought some miscellaneous stuff at the end of the auction just because it was cheap and for no other reason. And as you know, stuff that's cheap always comes in a blue tote. So they broke out the blue tote on me. Now this box, this was the box I was scoping out. Like I said, this was the third auction that they did. The first 2 were online. The last one was a live auction because they pulled out most of the good stuff for the first 2 online auctions. So the trick would be to find something they missed. So I did that. So when you look in the very front of the box, you go through like this. Oh, that's signed. Look at that. Signed by George Tuska. He had a lot of signed stuff. He went to a lot of conventions. So I'm going to have to go through every single book here to make sure it's not signed. Because a lot of them are. But anyway, yeah. Hero for Hire number 8, signed by George Tuska. Now this is the second appearance of Shang-Chi. And I start seeing the pattern. There's a bunch of Shang-Chi going on here. And I saw this in the box. This is the first appearance of Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu. And it's in pretty darn good condition. There's a little bit of a problem up here in this corner. So I guess it's not super nice, but it is still super nice. So there's that. That's what I saw in this box, which made me bid quite a bit, be willing to bid quite a bit, but that didn't happen. I got this box dirt cheap. It was in the right position in the auction. It was one of the first few, but not, it was in like the first 10 auctions, but not like the first 3 or 4. People always try to start out strong on auctions. So it started dying out after the first few. And was just in the exact perfect location in the auction to go dirt cheap. And that's what happened. I'm assuming I'm the only one that saw that in there. There was about 50 people there, and I think I was the only one that saw that first Shang-Chi in there. There's a lot of Master of Kung Fu. And some of the keys are in here. I did look through this box briefly in my car yesterday. The keys, though, are a little bit lower grade, so they're not that big of a deal. There is just a whole lot of Master Kung Fu, Shang-Chi stuff in here. I think that's one of the keys, and it's got some goo on, some soiling, we'll call it. And just overall not that nice of a comic, but still yet it's a key. Got a little chip at the top. Chip, yeah. So, you know, I can feel right there where there's some moisture damage on this. So some of these are not awesome, but it's a box of comics. Take what you get. More Master of Kung Fu. Sorry, I keep hitting the tripod. It's nowhere near a full run, but there's a lot of Master of Kung Fu in this box. This was one of the cheaper boxes at the auction period. Not sure why. I think it was just its position in the auction. It wasn't like, it was harder to categorize. It wasn't like Silver Age, or it didn't appear to be anything special. But I knew better. One of those giant sizes, I think, goes for a little bit of money. What if Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, fought on the side of Fu Manchu? G.I. Joe Yearbook, #2. Sax and Violins. Sax and Violins. Now here's a key, but it is pretty rough. Let's take out a look at it, because it is first appearance of the cat. And yeah, the condition's rough. Still, it's a cool key issue. The cat. Beware the claws of the cat. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the cat. First cat. And this is, I believe, first Tigra. This one's also pretty rough. It's got some problems at the top here. You'll see this a lot in some comics that were in dollar boxes for too long without bags and boards, where somebody, went through and they were just flipping through. There's no bags and boards, so we get stuff like this going on, and this. Hawkeye. The Thing and She-Hulk. Here is, we got this full run. Here's a full run of Zatanna. 1 through 4. Here's a Dave Stevens cover on Crossfire. I don't know if people care about this, but it's a Dave Stevens cover. Rocketeer. Kulak, #1. The Duccaneer. Cosmocat. Duckula. All You Gibbon. And here we got some Warlord. Starstruck. Lots of issues of Starstruck. That one's got some problems. Howling Commandos of S.H.I.E.L.D. Some of those. Those are too new. I don't really care about them. Banshee Origin. Okay, more from the box. Here's a free Avengers, something or other. Some free giveaway. Here's a diploma from the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. I remember these. These were free giveaways. Still got a bunch of them that no one wanted even when they were free. Now we get into some Marvel fanfare. That's got the Hobby Shop sticker. That's cool. Hobby Shop was a local comic shop that went out of business and had a whole lot of back stock they liquidated. And it's all still floating around with those stickers on the bags. I see this all the time because they sold comics here for decades. This is a reprint. I think this is the Marvel Legends reprint. I could be wrong. Secret Wars. I think this is the one. New Avengers. I believe this is one of the ones they gave to the troops. Yeah. U.S. military, not for resale. Oops, I'm sorry. Sorry I keep hitting the thing. It's kind of wobbly. Some Jonah Hex in Weird Western Tales. Or All-Star Western. Rogues, #1. Here's Joe Kubert Presents. Got a couple of those. Oh, there's some more of them. I don't think they're all here, but these are super cool. The Whistling Skull. Got a bunch of Whistling Skull here. Dark Horse Presents. Got some of these, and these are, I'm not actually familiar with these. These are like square bound. Super nice. Dark Horse Presents. And here's some more Whistling Skull. More Dark Horse Presents. Steed and Mrs. Peel. Brave and the Bold. Rocketeer. Wolverine. I'm going to have to move the stuff out of the way so we can get to the last of this box. I think we got enough room. We'll keep going. So many times I can hit the tripod. I think this has gone up recently. This is the... Oh. That's George Perez signature on a Wonder Woman #1. So I said about these comics, man, this guy got a lot of stuff signed. Pretty sure that's a George Perez signature. It's not a very bold signature, and there's some soiling on the comic, but yeah. Nice. Here's another Wonder Woman #1. Brave and the Bold Wonder Woman. You know, now, I am familiar with George Perez's signature, and I'm not sure that's because he signs that like that. I'm going to have to look at this more closely. Not sure on that one. More Wonder Woman. Sensation Comics Wonder Woman. So, did this move? I feel like I'm far. I don't have enough there. Got some reprinty Wonder Woman. more Wonder Woman. And here's some Shade the Changing Man. DC Steve Ditko. On a side note, Shade the Changing Man is my next door neighbor in the place I'm moving to. John Romita, Spider Visionaries. So that's cool. It's got some reprint of John Romita Spider-Man stuff. Avenging Spider-Man. This is the end of the box, so let's just get these out. So, Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 4. These are the ones, the reprints from the newspapers. Amazing Spider-Man. Here's just random Amazing Spider-Man comic. There's the cards that came in, like, I don't know if it was Wizard or whatever, promotional cards. More from the newspaper. Trade paperback for Death of Gwen Stacy. Freebie Moon Knight Saga. There's a book called Day Soldiers. Gary went to a lot of conventions, so this no doubt was something he picked up at a convention, maybe his own. And last comic, Beauty's Beast. Oh, wow. All right. The cover does not do the interior of that one justice. All right. So, that leaves us with the last box. I think there is maybe a couple of comics in here. I'm going to go through it. I don't care if it's got anything to do with comics or anything. I'm just going to tell you what's in the box. This is a couple different lots that got combined into this tote so I can carry them. We've got some Halloween decorations, which are these bats. So, yeah. Here's my paperwork from the auction. Receipts and stuff. I was number 350. So it's gonna be year. Okay. This is when I knew I was losing control. I bought this velvet painting with a small rip in it. A couple of small rips in it over here, and I said, okay, I only paid $10. But I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be like that, then I need to stop because I'm out of control. And stop I did. Anyhow, here's some Gary Bryant art. And a friend of mine was a friend of Gary's, and I'm going to give him that some of this artwork. But whatever's here, I'll show it to you. I think there may be some. I think this bag right here has some miscellaneous, maybe art or just stuff. Not sure. I don't think we should go through this stuff right here because I don't know what it is. It's an envelope with some stuff in it. There's a flyer from the 17th Annual Vintage Virginia Comic and Collectibles Show, a.k.a. Roger Mannon's show from 2014. That's a great show. If you're ever in the area, that's a great one. Here's some papers for Creepy Classics Collector Corner. Here's I don't know, maybe an auction catalog. So yeah, nothing exciting there. Like I said, we're going to go through this box anyways, because there is some good stuff in here. There's some comic related stuff, so hang on with me. Here's a T-Square. Where can we put that? All right. Here's an unused scrapbook that Gary had, we're thinking, when he was a kid. It's made of wood. Um, all right. This is pretty cool. I think it's a lamp. Yes. There's a light bulb in it. It is a lamp of Frankenstein. And this fell off. I'm going to have to glue it back on there. It's a Frankenstein lamp. So that's pretty cool. Come on. Come on. You guys know that's cool. Okay. Reach for it. Here's just a framed picture of Marilyn Monroe. Just, I don't know what's going on with this. But there it is. This is very substantial, I guess, ceramic frame. And we'll get back into some Collector Express related stuff here in a second. There's these speakers. I've verified that they are speakers. I have not yet figured out how the heck you're supposed to plug them in. Because, yeah, I guess there could be a wire tucked inside somewhere. Speakers. No jacks. No jacks, no cables. Mystery speakers. We'll get these out of the way. And that is outside of what we do at Collector Express. We don't talk about speakers, but I like speakers. Okay, here is. It's like a photo album kind of thing. Open up, there's Tarzan. And there's weird clippings. Just pictures of Tarzan. Different Tarzans. These fell out. There's more pictures of Tarzans, printouts of Tarzan. Graystroke Legend of Tarzan. There is a Rovicon. Postcard from Rovicon, which is a local convention. It's the Dr. Fred convention, I believe. And this guy Gary would do panels at his convention about Tarzan. This guy was way into Tarzan. There's a clipping from the death of the 50s Tarzan. I think this is part of his lecture on Tarzan he did. Gary liked Tarzan. Okay, back into the stuff. Now there's some autograph pictures. They're all made out to Gary. There's a Gil Gerard. To Gary, Aaron Gray. MegaCon in Orlando, maybe about 20 years ago. She aged wonderfully. What a beautiful lady and very nice. Here's a autograph picture of the woman, whatever her name is, Linda Harrelson, that played Nova in Planet of the Apes. That's from, I believe, Buck Rogers. Battlestar Galactica. I'm going to go Battlestar Galactica on this one. Yep, Battlestar Galactica. Almost 100% sure. And I do not know who this is. My bad. She is quite attractive, however. All right. Here's a big thing that's in here. The Bernie Wrightson Muck Monster portfolio. You know what? This is worth taking a little bit of a look at. To my knowledge, it's not signed, which is amazing considering it's in this collection. But it's the IDW. They like to reprint things in the size they were originally created, which is awesome. I don't know. That looks pretty signed to me. Maybe not. I'll have to check in depth later. But there are these plates for Muck Monster. Sorry, you can't see very well. Let me figure out how to get this to do better. Do better. What? Okay, the whole thing's falling apart now. Sorry. Let me make my adjustments. All right. So here's these plates from the Muck Monster, Bernie Wrightson. And I'm pretty sure these are signed. I mean, it's signed. That's not part of the print, I don't think. I can't tell. I can't see any indentation. But I'm pretty sure that's signed. I mean, like I said, Gary went to a lot of conventions. So it looks like each panel is signed. These are super cool. Bernie Wrightson, of course, passed away a few years ago. Great, well-known, great artist. This was not part of the lot with the Frankenstein lamp. That stuff was its own lot. I just put it in the tote with it for transportation. But I got that lot dirt cheap with the Wrightson thing. Now here's this. 50 years of movie posters. This is a spiral bound giant book with just movie posters. So that's pretty cool. The rest of this stuff was in the lot with the Wrightson thing. Here we have a Kahlua Children of Twilight portfolio. So let's take these out and check them out. This piece of cardboard. These are cool. Also by Kahlua, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Starstruck. Let's take a look at these. So yeah, that back in there. Okay, here's a thing from Heroes Con 2019. I think I went to that, I believe. Was that this one? Here's the exclusive print for Heroes Con. This was a Bernie Wrightson print. I don't think he signed. That's not the signature. This was, I actually have one of these because I went to the same convention. But it's a cool print. Stuff like that. We got these prints from Heroes Con. Brett Parson. Get these back in the bag so they don't get damaged. And more stuff. Getting near the end of the haul. definitely getting into the area of miscellaneous. Here's a Bud Root Cave Woman 10th anniversary set of prints. I'm not sure I want to show these to you guys. There's only one print in here, and I'm not going to show it to you. Sorry. It's a little too nudie for YouTube. But I will show you this again. I'm not sure what's supposed to be in here, but there's only one print in this. That may be all that came in it. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, here's looks to be some stuff by Sam De La Rosa. I'm going to open it. I've not opened this before. Who knows what we're about to see. Vicious Bitches. We're about to look at some vicious bitches. I think it's Sam De La Rosa. It says S. De La Rosa. And Sam De La Rosa will be at Big Lit Comic Con next month. Roanoke, Virginia. And you better believe this portfolio right here will be for sale at that convention. And you can get it signed, or I can get it signed. Up to you. Here's some funny papers. Let's see, this is from 1975. Funny papers. I feel like there's more than meets the eye to this right here. I don't know what this is, but it's got an ad for Grand Funk. Yeah, this is some underground comic stuff that I was thinking it was some newspaper thing at first, but nope. Let's see, here's some, these feel like just magazine cutouts of some R. Crumb stuff. Yeah, I think they are. It is. Doesn't look square. I think they're just cut out of a magazine. The Collected Adventures of Harold Head. Harold Head. #1. That's a thing. This may be a big deal. It's definitely a big comic. Size-wise, anyhow. Let's get this back into this weird bag. And again, this lot was dirt cheap. I mean, dirt cheap. It was one of the last few lots of comics-related stuff. We had the rights and portfolio and stuff. That was the best deal I got, I think. No, next to the Master of Kung Fu, the Shang-Chi. This is pretty cool. Just a print. I'm sure Gary picked up from an indie artist at a convention. This is, not sure what's going on here. Maybe some kind of press sheet for a movie. The Undead, She Creature. Okay, we've seen this stuff already. Just a very little bit of stuff floating around in the bottom of this tote here. Here's some really old newspapers. I'm assuming they're really old, but you know, newsprint deteriorates pretty quick sometimes, so they could be not that old, but we'll see. Look in it real quick. I'm not going to go through all the pages or anything. Okay, I'll get a date on some of this stuff, maybe. Nope. Oh, yeah. Washington Post, 1942. So I'm not sure. I guess this is just all of that. There's just some loose pages. I don't know if anybody cares about that kind of stuff or not, but when it gets back to something that old, it starts to matter, to me at least, that it's, hey, this is that old. Get that back in there. Mail Call by Milton Caniff, Simon & Schuster, New York. And I bet this is actually from World War II. Oh, this is actually... looks like there's some instructional stuff for the troops in there. I don't know. I mean, the cover's loose and all that, so I'm not trying to destroy that just to show it to you, no offense. But I'm going to get this back in the bag because it seems kind of fragile and kind of cool. Okay, where were we? Back in the box. There's this weird spiral bound thing that my friend Matt was very... Is this the one? Yeah, he's into this. There's a lot going on with this. Like, there's weird cutouts and stuff, just pages added. Ooh, something just ripped, which I think is okay. There's drawings inside of it. I'm not sure what's going on with this. I really don't, because I don't know what's going on here, because there's cutouts. And I guess there's a lot of cutouts. I thought he's added stuff. Like I said, I haven't looked through this stuff. I saw this briefly at the auction, and that was it. But there's all kinds of doodles in this. Yeah. Almost done. In fact, this is the last of the stuff. Last pile right here. Steve Cannon magazine. Kitchen sink. Amazing Heroes. Another Steve Cannon magazine. Milton Caniff, I guess, is the common thread here. And here's some printouts of some art. There's the one of the logos for the New River Community College Comic-Con. Great show. And here's some stuff by Gary Bryant. Pretty cool. I like that. I like the ape person. So... and I don't think this is original. I think he's printed this out. But still cool stuff. I do think this is original. Oh my. And what's this? Oh, we already see this? Yes. So that's it for the huge haul from the auction from the estate of Gary Bryant. I would like to say he did the New River Community College Comic Convention, which was a lot of fun. I know I mentioned that. But something they did that was exceptional was when you'd get there with your stuff, they would help you carry all your stuff in. help you set up as best they could. Then when noon came around, they're like, oh yeah, there's pizza in this one room over here. You get free pizza. And with treatment like that, you don't have to make a whole lot of money to make that convention worthwhile. I mean, they help me carry my stuff, free pizza, get to hang out with Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant and eat pizza. So those shows were awesome. Hopefully somebody will pick up the mantle or the lead or whatever and get back to doing those shows. But we miss Gary a lot. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.